Oh, hi. I'm just out for a nice relaxing drive. Get off the road, Mom! Ah, yes. Nothing like a drive to calm you down. Get off the road, taxi! Man, do you see how that taxi was driving? It was driving so crazy. You could even say it was a insane taxi. Quite crazy. I mean crazy. Crazy Taxi, a score attack driving game for the SEGA Dreamcast. Originally an arcade game released in 1999, the game proved popular, so SEGA decided to release it on the Dreamcast in 2000. The game was a success, being the third best-selling Dreamcast game in the United States. After SEGA became a third-party developer, they released the game on the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and even the Game Boy Advance. Now this is a game I really like and I always come back to, but I'm going to try and have a non-biased opinion while we have a look at this great game.
Hey, come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
Crazy Taxi, a driving game developed by Hitmaker and published by SEGA. But in this game you don't race against other cars, but against the clock. You pick up customers and drop them off at their required destinations within the time limit. You have two different maps to play on, the map from the arcade version and a new original one. Once you pick a map, you select the driver you want to play as. You have 4 different cab drivers to choose from. Axel. This wild guy is known to have a hot and quick temper. His only reason for becoming a taxi cab driver is that he considers being a cabbie the coolest profession. Axel always shows his customers a good time while driving a 60-era classic cab, earning big tips in the process. For him, cab driving is the ultimate career. When he isn't working, Axel is usually trying to pick up women, jamming with his punk band, bass and vocals, or participating in board sports like surfing and snowboarding. That said, however, Axel's freewheeling nature causes band members to come and go on a regular basis and prevent him from maintaining a decent relationship with women. Oh well, what's a guy to do? While he isn't perfect, his open-hearted personality and natural cheerful nature means he kind of grows on you. His most redeeming quality is that he's especially gifted at mediating whenever there is trouble or fighting amongst his many friends. Jeana. If Jeana could be described in 2 words, without a doubt those words would be cool and sexy. With a strong passion for cars, her reason for becoming a cab driver is simple. Because I get to race around in my car all day. While she's not so concerned with amusing her customers per se, she is timely. When asked if she'd be happier as a race car driver, she just laughs and replies, "But it's such a rush to race through the traffic-laden streets. I could never give this up." When Jeana's not working in her beloved cabs, she can usually be found working on it. In fact, she spends nearly all her time and money performing extensive tune-ups, maintenance, and cleaning. It's no surprise that most of her money she earns goes straight back in her cab. Despite her cab fixation, men are attracted to Jeana's beauty, but she simply turns up her nose up at any man who dares to woo her. Clearly, the sole object of her affection is her one and only cab. Speedy Joe. Always friendly and cheerful, that's Speedy Joe. For him, driving a cab is a line of work in which he can make people happy. Happiest when he can bring a smile to the face of customers, Speedy is a master of both driving and conversational techniques. Even when he's not driving his cab, Speedy Joe is well known as an accomplished performance artist. He can throw together some lids and drum cans, and using a pair of drumsticks can blow you away with his musical prowess. His rhythms are so fine they can put professional musicians to shame. His talent is such that he's often asked why he doesn't perform professionally, but he just laughs and says, "Making people smile is reward enough for me. Besides, cabbing is too much fun to give up." Lately, BD Joe has been taking up card tricks. Why, you might ask? Because by doing so, we can make anyone's day, anytime, anywhere. Gus. Gus is a handsome, in a melancholy sort of way, drifter who typifies the term cool. He holds the unique distinction of being the originator of the crazy style. Gus was a wild and uncontrollable hooligan, selfish to a fault. He hated to lose and always had to be number one at any and all costs. With a strong fascination for all things new, Gus was naturally drawn to that one unique trend that was totally cool. With a knack for getting into something before it became popular, in the days when he didn't even own a car, he was riding in a normal taxi when he had a flash of inspiration and brought an old junked out 1955 jalopy, thus beginning the crazy taxi trend. When Gus isn't driving, he can usually be found playing cards. When the working day ends, he meets with his poker buddies, whose members change nightly, to while away the time playing poker, blackjack, and blah 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 blah. A benefit of his gambling is that Gus has become to understand the ways of strategy, therefore mellowing his former desire to win at all costs. Learning the why and how of losing has made Gus a better person. Now it's time to make some crazy money! The gameplay is quite simple. The aim is to make as much money as you can. You have 70 seconds to pick up and drop off as many customers as you can. Drive up to a customer and stop within the ring to pick them up. Follow the arrow on the top of the screen to find the destination. Stop within the stop zone and the customer will get out. When you pick up a customer, a countdown will start going down beside the customer. Get them to the destination while the numbers are green and you'll get a speedy rating and 5 seconds added to your time. When the numbers are yellow, you'll get a normal rating and 2 seconds added to your time. And if the numbers are red, you'll get a slow rating and no seconds added to your time. If the timer runs out before you get into the destination, they will hop out of your cab without paying, and you'll get a bad rating. You also get a bonus fee from any leftover time from the initial customer time limit, so you want to get them there as fast as you can. You can also play each map for 3, 5, or 10 minutes, instead of the arcade rules. This is good for beginners, as you can learn the map without the pressure of running out of time so fast. You know who you can pick up, as the customers have a dollar sign above them and a ring around them. The colour of the dollar sign indicates the distance of that customer's destination. The colours range from nearest to farthest as red, orange, yellow, yellow-green, and green respectively. And the ring size indicates how difficult it will be to get to the destination. The larger the ring, the easier it is to get there. While you are taking your customers to the destination, you can earn tips by doing crazy stunts! You can do a crazy jump, a crazy drift, and a crazy through. You jump by going off ramps and other elevated objects. You can do a drift by quickly switching from reverse back into drive or turning. And you can do a crazy through by passing close to other cars without hitting them. You can even combo these tips, increasing the amount each tip is worth, but you'll lose the combo if you hit another vehicle. Along with the crazy drift, there are other moves you can do too. You can do a crazy dash by switching into drive and pressing down on the accelerator. If you switch into reverse after doing a crazy dash, you can do a crazy back dash. You can even do a crazy back drift by switching from drive to reverse and turning. Mastering these moves will help you get the most money. If you're having trouble learning these techniques though, don't worry, as there are minigames to help you teach you these moves in the Crazy Box! There are 9 minigames to play, with 7 more to unlock. Each getting you to use a different technique. Each minigame gets harder than the last, but don't worry, because if you're having trouble, you can press the start button for advice. Crazy Taxi's controls are pretty simple. B switches you into drive, A switches you into reverse, and the left and right triggers are the brake and accelerator respectively. And you steer with the control stick. The game controls well. I never felt like the cab wasn't doing what I wanted it to do most of the time. Sometimes things go crazy and you crash into a bunch of cars or slam into walls, but that's the name of the game. You can also play Crazy Taxi with the Dreamcast wheel, but I'm not very good using driving wheels, so I don't feel I can give a proper view on it. The music in this game is from the bands The Offspring and Bad Religion. You might not be a fan of these bands, or even this type of music in general, but the music really fits for this game perfectly. Starting a game to yeah 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 is just so good. The fast punk rock music works really well with the crazy action happening on screen. It keeps you hyped up playing a game where you need to be alert at all times. This game is so late 1990s 2000s and the music really reflects that. But this game does have its faults. It is ugly. I'm not one to care much about a game's graphics, so it's not really a big deal to me. But the only thing that really looks good is the cabs. The other vehicles are blocky and the people are pretty basic, but I don't really think it matters. The game can also be intimidating to new players. The game just sort of drops you in and doesn't tell you anything, but I do think it's a good game for passing the controller around. Since most players' turns don't take long, you aren't waiting for ages for a turn, and while you wait you can watch and study the map and their techniques. I did this with my siblings growing up, and I had a lot of fun playing this way. Because this game is an arcade style game, there isn't really an ending. but if you get at least a Class S license, you will get to see the game's credits. I still think Crazy Taxi is a great game, even if it is a select taste. It's aimed at teenagers in the year 2000, with its alternative characters and punk music, but it is still fun to play today. I remember going around to people's houses who had this game on the PlayStation 2, who didn't really understand how to play it. I'd recommend playing this game as a party game, passing the controller around if you and some of your friends haven't played it before. You can even download this game on your smartphone thanks to Sega Forever, but you can't beat playing it on the original Dreamcast. Well, I gotta go bury a pigeon outside. I guess that's why they call me Captain Bone! Wait, what?